Hello students, welcome to today's lesson. In the previous lesson, we have seen the major control of weather and climate. The energy that the Earth receives from the Sun is not evenly distributed. There are different factors for this uneven distribution. These are altitude, latitude, distance from the sea, ocean current, cloud cover, and so on. Let us revise some important points from this. Altitudes are an imaginary lines which draw horizontally west to east or east to west from equator. Equator also an imaginary line which divided the Earth into two equal parts, northern and southern hemisphere. When the sun rays reach to the surface of the Earth at right angle, or the solar radiation reach directly to the surface of the Earth, then the amount of insolation and temperature high. This is especially true at the equator. But when you move far away from equator, the amount of insolation or temperature decrease. This is because the rays of the sun dispersed over larger area of the Earth's surface. Especially at the two polar region, the rays of the sun reach slanting or oblique. As a result, the temperature is very low at the polar region. So, latitudes are the most important factor which determines the amount of heat reaching to the surface of the Earth. Altitude also has an effect on temperature because when altitude increase, uniformly temperature decrease. Depend on the previous lesson, for every 1,000 meter, temperature decrease by 6.4 degrees Celsius. This is known as normal lapse rate. We have seen also the effects of distance from the sea. By its nature, the land is quickly warmer than water bodies, but it loses its heat quickly than water bodies. This is because of the transparency of water from water reflection, evaporation, mixing, current in water. All these factors are causes for the rapid temperature change on the land than water bodies. As a result, coastal regions are cooler than inland regions. We have seen also the effects of cloud on temperature. Clouds has an effect on temperature because it reduces the amount of solar radiation reaching to the surface of the Earth. It also affects the amount of radiation reflected from the Earth's surface. Ocean current also an effect on temperature. It is horizontal movement of ocean caused by wind or difference in temperature. Whether the current warm or cold, it used as a regulatory of temperature to the nearby regions. For example, warm ocean current provide warming effect to the nearby region. Similarly, the cold ocean current provide cooling effect for the nearby regions. For instance, the Benguela ocean current provide cooling effect for the Namibia desert in southwest Africa. This is all about the previous lesson. Today we are going to discuss the natural regions of the Earth. Under this topic, we are going to focus on the equatorial region. And at the end of this lesson, you will be able to demonstrate the main areas of the equatorial regions of the world, and you also able to explain the major characteristics of the equatorial region. Students, are you ready to start the lesson? Good. Different environment causes difference for the population on their distribution, settlement, economic activity, and in general it may affect all human activities. Mostly Natural regions are named after the dominant vegetation found in the region, but their division depends on climate. Their division depends on climate. So the Earth can be divided into 3 temperature zones. The major temperature zones are the tropical hot zone, the temperate zone, and the cold zone. Let us see the globe of temperature zone. This is the 3 temperature zone. The 2 polar region, north and south, known as the frigid zone, located 90 degree north and south. The temperate zone located 66.5 degree north and south. The torrid or the tropical hot zone located 23.5 degree north and south. These are the 3 temperature zones of the world. Let us start our discussion from the torrid or the tropical hot zone. The region is located between 23.5 degree north and south, and it's divided into 4 subregions. These are the tropical rainforest region. This dark green color indicates the tropical rainforest region. This light green color indicates the tropical monsoon region, and this light yellow color indicates the arid or the desert region. One of the characteristics of the tropical hot zone is there is high temperature throughout the year. The mean annual temperature is above 20 degrees Celsius, but the temperature decreases when you far away from equator. Similarly, the amount of rainfall also high in the region, but when you far away from equator, it decreases and becomes seasonal. Due to the conducive condition of temperature and rainfall, the region covered by dense tropical forests. But when we far away from equator, the coverage of the forest decreases, and they are the savanna grasslands, the semi-desert vegetations, and the true desert vegetations are found. Agriculture and mining are the major economic activities of the region. And the region divided, as we have seen in the above, divided into 4 subregions. These are the equatorial region, the savanna region, the desert region, and the tropical monsoon land. Today we are going to discuss on equatorial rainforest region. Let us see the location of the region. The equatorial rainforest region is located 6 degree north and 6 degree south. The main areas of the region are the Amazon Basin in South America, the Congo Basin in Central Africa, Malaysia, and some parts of Indonesia in Southeast Asia are the main areas of the region. Let us see the climate of the region. The region has uniform temperature and rainfall throughout the year. The mean annual temperature of the region is about 27 degrees Celsius. This indicates that there is high temperature throughout the year. As a result, the range between the hottest and the coldest means less than 3 degrees Celsius. This is because of there is high temperature throughout the year. But the daily range of the temperature is greater than the annual range of the temperature. Rainfall also high in the region. It's between 1,500 and 2,500 millimeter. The types of rainfall occur in the region is convectional type of rainfall. As we have seen in the previous lesson, convectional type of rainfall formed when the surface ground heated by the sun, the moisture from the ground also heated, it changed into vapor, became cool and condensed, then it falls as the rainfall. This continuous cycle of evaporation and condensation helps the region to have a continuous flow of rainfall. So there is always rainfall in the region, usually in the afternoon. Let us see the natural vegetations of the equatorial rainforest region. The conducive temperature and abundant moisture help plants to grow continuously. The region covered by dense tropical rainforests. Most of the trees are luxuriant types of vegetation. These types of vegetation help to produce durable furnitures because they are hardwoods like rosewood, ebony, and mahogany. These are the natural vegetations of the region. The region also rich in different wildlife such as reptiles, mammals, birds, and different types of wildlife, including water bodies like fish, hippopotamus, and crocodile. Let's proceed to the human activities of the region. Most of the people in the equatorial rainforest region depend on primitive hunting and gathering. They also live on shifting cultivation, plantation agriculture, and mining. These are the major economic activities of the people in the equatorial rainforest region. Let's see first hunting and gathering. Many people in the region lead simple and primitive way of life, which means they depend on nature. They gather their food from forests like fruits, vegetables. If the forest cannot provide abundant food, they shift to hunting animals from the forest or fishing from the river. Shifting cultivation also another activities of the people live in the equatorial rainforest region. It is relatively advanced activity than hunting and gathering because it ensures continuous food supply for the people. But most of the people, in order to get farmland, they destroy forests and clear forests until the soil exhausted. They use the land, but after 2 years, they shift to the other places. Again, they destroy or clear the forests. After 2 years, they shift to the other places. Again, after 2 years, they shift to the other place. This kinds of activity in the long run is a threat for the region. But they forced to do this because of the nature of the soil. The soil of the region lack of valuable minerals. Because the mineral washed by heavy rainfall throughout the year, this leached mineral is not effective for agricultural activities. That's why they are forced to shift from one place to the other places. So this leached type of soil, we call it laterite. Plantation agriculture is also another activities of the people in the equatorial rainforest. It is production of one or more crops. It depends on advanced technology introduced by the colonization period by the European. Of course, they introduced this for their own sake. The plantation agriculture characterized by large-scale holding. Because it is large-scale holding, it needs large labor supply or manpower. It is also the production of single or monocrops. It needs heavy investment in processing. It needs heavy investment in processing plants, railways, and shipment facilities. The most common types of crop produced in the region are cacao, rubber, banana, sugarcane, and so on. For example, the cacao production is found in Ghana. Rubber is produced in Congo, Malaysia, and Indonesia. Let's see the other activities of the people practiced by the equatorial rainforest, that is the mining. The region also rich in different types of minerals. For example, Bauxite or the crude of aluminum is found in Ghana, Guinea, and Venezuela. Petroleum is also found in the region in Nigeria, Venezuela, and Indonesia. There is also iron in Liberia. Students, now it's time to perform some activities depend on the discussion. So try to do these activities. You have a few minutes and I will come back soon. Welcome back, students. Did you manage to list the main areas of the equatorial rainforest region and explain the major characteristics of the equatorial rainforest region? Well done. Let us check your answer together. The main areas of the equatorial rainforest region are the Amazon Basin in South America, the Congo Basin in Central Africa, Malaysia and some parts of Indonesia in Southeast Asia are the main areas of the equatorial rainforest region. The equatorial rainforest region is characterized by different features, but the major characteristics are the region has uniformly high amount of rainfall and temperature, and the region covered by dense forests makes the region different from the other parts of the world. Students, were all your answers correct? Good job. This is all about for today. We have seen from the 4 subdivision region of the tropical host zone, we focus on the equatorial region, the location of the region, the main areas of the equatorial region, the Amazon Basin in South America, the Congo Basin in Central Africa, Malaysia and some parts of Indonesia in Central Africa are the main areas of the region. We have seen also the climate of the region. The region has uniformly high amount of rainfall and temperature throughout the year. The mean annual temperature is about 27 degrees Celsius. This makes the range between the hottest and the coldest narrow, and it is less than 3 degrees Celsius. The amount of rainfall also high in the region. It is between 1,500 and 2,500 millimeter. The types of rainfall covered in the region is convectional types of rainfall. We have seen also the wildlife of the region. The region enriches different types of wildlife such as insects, birds, mammals, and different water bodies, fish, crocodile, and hippopotamus. The region also rich in different minerals, bauxite, or the crude of aluminum found in Ghana, Guinea, and Venezuela. There is also iron in Liberia. In the region, there are different types of crop produce like cocoa, rubber, banana, sugarcane, and so on. This is all about for today. For next program, we will discuss the other sub-region parts of the tropical hot zone, that is the desert zone. Until then, goodbye students, goodbye.